So it might finally happen. That long-awaited buyout or bankruptcy or whatever planning to happen. Um, because Assassin's Creed Shadows, their last stand, their last ditch effort to try to regain money that they've lost, isn't doing too well. You know, people will say, "Oh, well, you're just showing Steam counts and all that," but it's been shown in the past that Steam is a really good indicator of how well a game's doing. If you have a game like Marvel Rivals or Black Myth Wukong, or just recently Monster Hunter Wilds, and within the first day, Monster Hunter Wilds had 2 million players. This game had about 40,000. So while yes, it may just be for Steam, it is a good indicator of how well a game is doing. Um, and it's not doing well. They did the same thing with Dragon Age: The Failguard. It's like, oh well, those are just Steam numbers, and then you find out that after 3 months, the game only sold about 1.3 million games. So Steam is incredibly reliable. Numbers don't lie. If you like the game, I'm happy for you. Great. I'm glad you like the game. But don't sit here trying to tell me that just because you personally like the game that it made it successful. I get so tired of that crap. Well, I don't know what people are talking about. I think it's a great game. Well, good. Everyone has different tastes. You know, some people are weird and they like freaking pickles in their sodas. And then so much so that they have an entire drink called the Witch Doctor, which is just soda and pickles. Some people have weird tastes. So if you like the game, great. I'm happy for you. But don't try to sit here and try to say that it was a successful game because you personally liked it. But Ubisoft stock crashes down after Assassin's Creed Shadows launch. Change is a coming. Ubisoft is reeling heading into the first weekend post Assassin's Creed Shadows launch, and its stock has taken a brutal hit following. After months, if not years, of marketing hype and controversy, the reality is setting in. This wasn't the comeback Ubisoft was hoping for at all. We've got Grum's Ubisoft stock slumps today after Steam data shows soft sales. Stock is down 7% as Steam numbers start to trend slightly higher for the weekend, but not by much. The stocks drop over 7% in a single day, with the weekend-long slump pushing the total loss closer upwards to 10%, a staggering decline, to put it nicely, one that signals investors are losing faith fast. Despite the cheery tone plastered across the official Assassin's Creed Twitter account, claiming everything's just hunky dory, the real story happening here is told through hard data. While Ubisoft might lie, data numbers don't. The developers and PR teams are celebrating over 1 million players and touting the game as the #1 seller on Steam. But these extremely carefully framed talking points are more smoking. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It feels like an entire team of lawyers went through the posts with a fine-tooth comb. Ubisoft doesn't mention how many of those players are from free bundles, Game Pass, or promotional deals. I also found it comical how they say it's not even 4 p.m. here in Canada, as if Canada has the only time zone for the entire country. But that's neat. But that's neither here nor there. It reminds me of a time I was with my good friend Orville. But funny enough, to give a mention, that's it. This is Grums again. Assassin's Creed Shadows is toast on PC. You know what they say, all toasters toast toast. Assassin's Creed Shadows Friday numbers peak. Failed to beat Dragon Age: The Failguard Day 2 numbers by almost 25,000. Yeah, remind me how this is successful. How is this successful? Again, if you like the game, I'm glad. But don't sit here and say that just because you personally like the game, that it makes it a good game. Again, there are people who like pickles in their soda. Everyone likes weird things. Everyone likes different things. Not everyone has the same taste in games. You may like it, but that doesn't make it a success. While console numbers might be higher for the game, the relative comparison to other games on Steam show a very weak performance, sitting at rank 31 of games played. This is quite bad for Ubisoft's flagship product, with 300 to 500 million spent. The graph for Assassin's Creed Shadows is also somewhat unusual. Unlike the smooth curves of the Failguard, the AC graph has a lot of bumps and jinks. I speculate this might be because session times are longer, leading to players quitting faster than Veilguard, and not allowing smooth build-ups and ramp downs. But it's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. Players doesn't mean sales, and Steam's top seller list ranks by revenue, not by units sold. So say players here are ultimately meaningless in the grand scheme. A scheme investors clearly saw right through all of it, but no major competitors launched on Steam that week. Yeah, I mean, I think the game Assassin's Creed Shadows was like the only game, any major title that was launching. So it's like, of course, it's not really going to have any competition because it's Ubisoft and it's Assassin's Creed. You would think this would be a match made in heaven. No other competitors at the time. AAA game, company that's been around for ages. You would think that this. Nope. Nope. When again, you had Monster Hunter Wilds, 2 million players the first day. I think they said like it was like 96, 93, 96 million dollars made in the first day. That is success. That's success. But then they try to, like I said, with this Dragon Age the Failguard, they tried to make it seem like it was success, but it took them 3 months just to sell 1 million games. So, because no matter competitors launched on Steam this week, topping the chart was more of a default kind of victory than a meaningful. Yeah, again, when you have no real competition, when you have a game like Assassin's Creed, there's no other competition. Yeah, people are going to play it. But then you find that people might be quitting early or getting a lot of, there are refunds early. So trying to say that, oh, well, it's the most played game on Steam right now. Of course, because it has no competition right now. If this was releasing alongside like the Ghost of Yote, like if those two games came out at the same time, and you had Assassin's Creed Shadows and Ghost of Yote competing with, yeah, it'd be a much different story. But right now, there's no competition for it. There's no other game out right now that is similar to it. Look at this game; it's absolutely amazing. No, it's just it has no competition right now. You know, So it's um, let's see, what Hypnotic says. For these, I'll say so excited to be back, full steam ahead. Thank you for your support, top sellers. For those unaware, Steam charts for top sellers is based on dollar amount. Ubisoft released this game, had pre-orders for this game during a Steam sale, which means a fully priced game going against the games that cost $5 will of course outpace anything currently out there. The Steam sale has ended, so expect to see this game drop fast in the top seller list. It also has nothing to do with units, but they hope you don't realize that as well. Dragon Age the Failguard was a top seller, and we all know how that ended. Yeah. How sour can grapes be? Worse yet, Steam DB numbers tell a much darker side of the Afro Samurai tale. For a title that reportedly cost hundreds of millions of dollars to develop, the concurrent player counts are underwhelming, to say the least, especially when compared to other major AAA releases. The steep price tag and bloated development timeline were supposed to lead to a blockbuster. Instead, Ubisoft now finds itself in an over 2 hour long post game credit. Yeah, we talked about that. 2 hours for the credits. Why? Um, Game credits roll while simultaneously publicly pretending it all is well, while the real numbers scream otherwise. Yeah, this is right of pretty much right now. Yeah, I don't expect it to get higher than maybe 70,000, even after this weekend. Because it's Friday right now. It's Friday, 10:21 at night. So we have all this weekend because people like to say, "Oh, well, it was released on a Thursday." Give it the weekend. I don't think it's going to hit more than maybe 70,000 people. Um, I've talked about I've talked before about how Ubisoft is shifting gears behind the scenes, positioning itself as a video game entity, not just as a developer, and building deeper partnerships with mega corpos like Tencent. The vision was clear: a more global DEI-centric Ubisoft that could serve as a bridge for other companies pushing the same agenda. But Assassin's Creed Shadows may have just blown up that entire plan wide open before it could even have a chance. Before it begun. Many fans and content creators were already skeptical heading in after seeing trailers of a game filled with to the brim with DEI approved characters, self inserts, and the historical rewriting of Yasuke's role in feudal Japan. Much of much of which rubbed a lot of folks the wrong way. What was once grounded franchise rooted in stealth and immersive world building has turned into yet another checkbox heavy narrative experiment that one main protagonist has nothing at all to do with being stealthy. Yeah, Naue has the stealth, and I think Yasuke is just like, yeah, balls to the wall. We're just gonna run and just start hacking and slashing, you know, like they used to do in a game full of stealth. Because nothing says stealthy like just running in and hacking and slashing at everything you see. Make sure you scream while you do it. That'll really set the mood. Actually, it kind of reminds me of the Mr. Pandaria trailer where, you have the Alliance guy, he's kind of looking around, and you have the orc kind of like coming out and like, "Rrr." I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you let yourself be known like that? You had a perfect chance to get the one up on the guy, and you blew it by making yourself known to where he could defend himself. It's like in this case, it's like you have Naue, who's the stealthy one, and then Yasuke is like balls to the wall, yelling and just like, "I'm coming for you." Just let them know you're coming. Um, and now with the stock crashing and fan trust eroding even more, Ubisoft is staring down the future they can no longer ignore. But in the meantime, sure, keep giving money to sponsor Hassan. Oh yeah, how this dude is like against capitalism, but he's sitting there talking about sponsors and the game and all that. Hassan Piker only hates capitalism when he's not participating in it. Lines up perfectly with the ideologies being pushed from corporate, anyways. In all seriousness, change has to happen and fast. How many sales? Why didn't you say sales though? This week's financial fallout proves that Ubisoft can't possibly continue on this path any further. The numbers don't lie. I've been saying this forever. And the excuses won't hold. They'll blame the misogynist. They'll blame the racist. Instead of their own failures, they'll just blame everyone else. Um, I'm curious. While Yasuke is obviously a cultural Marxist concoction, How much of a feminist girl boss is Naue? Yes. I wouldn't be shocked if she wasn't, but too many of those supposedly against woke ideology have a major blind spot where that narrative is concerned. Well, it's, nowadays you kind of have to question it. Well, back in the day, you could have strong, awesome females that were just strong and awesome because that's, you know, the game developers didn't go in like, oh yeah, we're gonna make a girl boss. It's like we're just gonna make a really cool character. You look at Lara Croft or Samus Aran. They were just badass because that's how they were meant. That's what they were. They didn't go in like, oh yeah, let's make a girl boss character who sticks it to misogyny and puts those men in their place. That's what they're doing now. They're going in and making these characters intentionally to be like that. When back in the day, it's like, hey, let's just make a really cool character. Make a really cool character that goes around and blows crap up, or a chick who goes around and be a Tomb Raider. And so nowadays, when you see girl bosses, it's like, is it because they just want to create a cool character, or are they going to be the checking the boxes, and you're going to play this game and find that they're putting men in their place left and right and talking about, oh, women are just as strong as men are, and blah blah blah. So, but yeah, Ubisoft, either Tencent buys them out or they go bankrupt or something. But yeah, they're gonna have to change something because this is not gonna make them the money they thought it was. And we all said this was gonna happen. And again, the on Steam at least, it's what, 40 something thousand right now. I don't see it getting any higher than 70,000, and that's being generous. That's being generous. So, I've said before, Steam is a pretty good indicator of how well a game is doing. Um, and its interest, people's interest in it. So the fact that you have Assassin's Creed, a new Assassin's Creed game, and only on Steam, and that's worldwide, only 40,000 something people have played it. So numbers don't lie. And again, if you like the game, great. But do not say that you liking the game makes it successful. People are into different things. And again, there are some people who like pickles in their soda. So you liking the game doesn't make it a success. It doesn't make it a good game. That's just your opinion on the game. Numbers don't lie, and the numbers are showing this game's not off to a good start. So, glad you liked it. Now just go out and purchase the game 100,000 more times, and then it might be successful. And convince your friends to buy the game. If you truly think this is a good game, spread the word about it. Tell your friends and whoever else to go buy the game. Go online. Tell people to buy the game because of how good it is. And prove to them it's a good game. Because right now, it's not selling. But anyway, that's going to do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.